If you've been wondering what happened to summer, we found it. Today's the first of many hot days to come. It is 28 degrees right now, and a lot of people are cooling off down at the wading pool in Prairie Winds Park in Castle Ridge. Doesn't that look like a fun way to spend the evening? We have a string of scorching days in the 30-degree range in the forecast. Danielle will have all the details for us. Here's what else is making news tonight. Back to school shopping is underway, but will classes be underway next week?
I respect anyone's right to ask for what they need, especially in a classroom.
The clock is ticking on a teacher strike or lockout in Alberta. Plus, days away from the Calgary Pride Parade, organizers say they're facing a major funding shortfall.
We are down $300,000 between grants and sponsorship.
Is corporate support for Pride events shrinking? And if so, why? And breaking ground on a new indoor soccer dome in Calgary.
We could probably build 2 or 3 of these and have them filled.
Trying to keep up with the sport seeing massive growth.
To be able to have this, especially for me, it's amazing.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Summer holidays are winding down and most students in the province are set to return to school after the long weekend. But families are watching closely to see if that will actually happen. The clock is ticking on a potential strike with Alberta teachers' contract negotiations. They'll resume tomorrow, but educators are prepared to walk off the job, or they could even be locked out this week. Terry Fikowski reports.
It's back to school shopping season, but families are anxious to see if the start of school will go ahead as scheduled, with no labor contract between teachers and the government.
It's concerning. We're going to keep an eye on things and see how things go, but we can just prepare for the worst and hopefully it doesn't go that long.
By nearly 95%, Alberta teachers voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike mandate in June. That gives them until October 7th to initiate job action, but they could be locked out as early as Friday with a vote by the Teachers Employer Bargaining Association.
It all stems back to the chronic underfunding of the education system that we see. Large classrooms, a lack of resources. We need more teachers. We need more teacher counselors. We need more supports for mental health purposes.
According to the Alberta Teachers Association, Alberta ranks the lowest among all provinces for funding per student. Teachers also want wages that keep pace with inflation. The Premier acknowledges the need for more supports for children with complex needs and to deal with aggressive behavior in the classroom, but she says funding is adequate. Danielle Smith has asked her education minister to determine where the dollars are going.
A lot of the issues at the heart of that is the management of the classroom, which we've delegated to school boards. So if we have to be a bit more hands-on, then we'll take a closer look at it.
But Medina Musa with the advocacy group Support Our Students says the Premier is deflecting blame.
I think that is the Premier trying to pass the buck here when really the responsibility of underfunding our schools lies with her government.
Bargaining resumes Tuesday, but Calgary's public and Catholic school boards say they're monitoring the situation, with Catholic schools warning families to have a backup plan for childcare.
Myself, we're fortunate enough. My wife is home with them, so I know that everyone is in that position, so hopefully it doesn't last long for the people who are not.
And Terry is outside St. Marguerite School in southeast Calgary tonight. So, Terry, for families, I guess they just plan on heading back after Labor Day as scheduled.
Tara, Calgary Catholic says it's moving ahead, planning to welcome back students starting next Tuesday as part of its staggered reentry, as is the Calgary Board of Education, says it's planning and moving ahead for students to come back all on September 2nd as well. Now, the CBE says that it does continue to see significant enrollment growth. Last year, it saw an additional 4,100 students and anticipates, or at least projects, similar numbers for this school year, but won't do a final count until the end of September, adding that 178 of its 251 schools are at or over capacity. Now, if the ATA does move ahead with job action, that could take a number of forms, including a work-to-rule strike where teachers only do exactly what's within their job duties, rotating strikes, or a full strike. But Tara, teachers would have to give 72 hours notice.
Okay, Terry Fikowski reporting. Terry, thank you. After a record-breaking wet July, we are finally getting a hot stretch of weather. Well, many people are excited for this heat. It does come with a warning. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
Heat and sunshine are in the forecast this week in Calgary, and it's putting a big smile on some faces.
I'm super excited. It's nice to have finally some summer weather.
It's lovely. Kind of stretch out the summer as much as you can before it gets kind of cooler and cozier.
But the warmth comes with a warning from experts.
Your body will tell you if there's anything going on, so it could be anywhere from dizzy, lightheadedness, to feeling quite fatigued or weak. Those could be some early signs of some type of heat-related illness or emergency taking place.
Loria recommends taking breaks from the heat, staying hydrated with water, and protecting yourself from the sun with loose, light clothing. It's also important to not leave children and pets in a vehicle for any amount of time.
Between the police and us, we'll be out there and very busy in the next week dealing with these types of calls. And at this weather, we won't be paging anyone. We'd be looking for removal from the vehicle, which could mean a broken windshield.
On a day hovering around 30 degrees Celsius, a car can reach 40 degrees in 10 minutes and nearly 50 degrees in 30 minutes.
It's all about what you're willing to lose as a pet owner. You could lose your windshield, could lose your pet, could lose some money in a fine if you're charged, could lose your freedom if you're incarcerated, so it's not worth doing it.
Wildfire experts are also concerned for the dry and hot days ahead. The Calgary forest area jumped to a high risk level on Monday.
Now, we don't have a fire ban in place. We'll be watching conditions very carefully. Either way, we're just asking for everyone to be extremely careful. When we get into these situations, we want to make sure everyone's following the rules. Check if there's a fire ban before you go. If you do have a campfire, really needs to be extinguished.
Jacqueline joins us from Rocky Beach tonight. So, Jackie, what should people do if they spot a child or a pet inside a hot car?
Tara, so emergency responders tell us if you do see a child or a pet alone in a hot vehicle, that you should call 911 immediately as well. If it is a pet, you can call the Humane Society as well. So their phone number is 403-205-4455. Now, if you do leave a pet in a hot vehicle, you could face up to $20,000 in fines. You could also be prohibited from owning animals as well. Because it is a criminal offense, you could face jail time. Tara, back to you.
Jackie, thank you. Let's bring Danielle in now. This heat is lovely, but really it's serious. It's nothing to mess about with.
You're totally right, Tara. And I think the key thing to look at with all of this is, like, we finally have some summer weather. Enjoy that. Enjoy the summer weather. But with any extreme weather that we have, we always have to be smart in it. So kids and pets cannot be left in the car for even a moment's time, because over these coming days, this is excessive heat that we're dealing with here. 28 degrees is the current temperature at the airport. We're going to get hotter than this in the next few days, and we're going to reach that heat warning criteria in the city and many other communities in southern Alberta. Okay, looking at those next 24 hours, overnight tonight, 11 degrees, kicking off the morning at 8 a.m., 14 degrees, and a high of at least 29 with a whole lot of sunshine and very calm winds. Your longer range forecast is just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. A Calgary teen who murdered 16-year-old Dean Visser last June was handed the maximum sentence today under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. On June 6, 2024, Visser had been followed and fatally stabbed in broad daylight in Forest Lawn. The attack had been fueled by an online feud. The killer, who can only be identified as SK, was just 17 at the time and charged with first-degree murder. He later pleaded to second degree in a plea deal, which comes with a maximum 7-year sentence. With time already served, the now 18-year-old will spend 2 years, 9 months in prison, followed by a 3-year supervised conditional sentence. A 20-year-old man died in a motorcycle crash near Sate just before midnight last night. Police say the man was speeding and did not stop at a red light on 16th Avenue and 10th Street Northwest. He ran into an SUV and was thrown from the bike. He was rushed to hospital but died from his injuries. Police want to hear from witnesses or anyone with dash cam video. Calgary police said the driver of a sports car that crashed on Deerfoot Trail last week has died from his injuries. Police say the man in his 50s hit a temporary road construction sign in the shoulder, veered into cable fencing, and was thrown from his car. Investigators say speed was a factor in the crash. His passenger suffered serious injuries. Alberta sheriffs have shut down a problem property in Montgomery after complaints about drug activity in and around the home. Everyone living there was ordered out today at noon. The property is boarded up, fenced, and the locks have been changed. Police began their investigation after receiving 14 complaints about the home, the first one dating back to October 2024.
There was fights in the front yard and honestly fights that spilled out into the back alley, into the front roadway. Investigators began investigating and quickly substantiated what the complainants were telling us and what we were seeing at this property as well. Investigators observed drug use at the property.
The community safety order bars all people from the property until the closure period ends, which is November 21st.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
With children heading back to school next week, Calgarians are being asked to prepare for more traffic and pedestrians. The city's been implementing several measures to improve safety around schools. Parents will notice signs clearly indicating where they can park or drop off their children. At the Altador School in the southwest, lights have been added to the crosswalk. There are also curb extensions which narrow the road and slow drivers down. There are other benefits to them too.
So the curb extensions help the pedestrians to come a little forward so that they can be visible by the drivers. So it narrows the crossing distance. So it will help them to be seen and improve safety.
Every year, 8 to 10 schools receive safety improvements. So far, 50 schools have been completed. It is the most popular sport for kids and youth in Canada. Calgary is trying to keep up with participation in soccer by building a new indoor dome. Those details are just ahead. And the Prime Minister is in Europe this week looking to deepen some economic and security ties. We're back with that in about 1 minute. If you have a news tip for us, you can text us anytime at 10-400. Prime Minister Mark Carney continues his hunt for new friends amid Canada's trade war with the U.S. He spent much of today in Poland to announce a new strategic partnership there. Now he is in Germany in his push to draw closer ties to Europe. Abigail Beeman reports.
Leave the Maple Leafs on your shoulders. They feel hope.
Prime Minister Mark Carney stressed to Canadian troops in Warsaw and European leaders, Canada is ready to spend big on defense.
We will quadruple our spending on defense between now and the end of the decade.
Not only promising to meet NATO's 2% of GDP spending target by this year, but the new target of 5% by 2030.
We have your backs. We're serious about this.
Carney bringing his defense minister along to many European meetings, including the trip to Ukraine, which marks a shift from the past.
I think what it indicates is that the landscape has changed. I think Canadians know that the landscape has changed, that the geopolitics are changing, that the threat landscape has changed.
David McGuinty says Canada's defense plan needs diversification.
We're not only making a diplomatic visit, but we're really interested in diversifying our alliances and our defense investments, and having Minister McGuinty there puts an exclamation point behind that.
Diversification. We've heard that word a lot from the Prime Minister about trade, too, given the trade war with the United States.
Poland needs reliable partners that are ready to cooperate closely in the nuclear energy sector, and also as regards RES, renewable energy sources.
Poland has the fastest growing economy in the EU, and the two leaders recommitted to an agreement signed last year, but now focusing on trade, energy, and defense.
Our trade relationship last year grew by something like 22% in a single year. So the appetite is really there. It also means that people are kind of knocking on our door more.
And from Warsaw, the Prime Minister ends his day here in Berlin with a full day Tuesday focused on those same themes, deepening trade and defense ties. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Berlin.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is set to meet with the U.S. Commerce Secretary. CTV News confirms LeBlanc will see Howard Lutnick in Washington this week. An exact date and time have not been decided. The development comes just days after Prime Minister Mark Carney announced that Canada will drop some counter tariffs on American goods. LeBlanc has made several trips to Washington in recent months for negotiations on a new economic and security deal. Calgary's Ukrainian community marked the 34th anniversary of Ukrainian independence on Sunday. It began with a flag raising at City Hall and was followed by a walk along Stephen Avenue calling for an end to the Russian invasion. Organizers say every Independence Day is a celebration of freedom and resilience, messages that mean even more now as Ukraine fights to remain a sovereign country. Among those gathered here, there isn't much optimism the war will end soon, even as U.S. President Donald Trump meets with world leaders to try to reach a resolution.
I would say not much, because the ideas or the conditions under what Trump suggests the peace is not, first of all, it's not according to Ukrainian constitution, and also it's not what we want, and we don't want to give up our people, our territories.
She says Ukraine needs support in all negotiations with Russia and was encouraged by the words Prime Minister Mark Carney shared during his surprise visit to Kyiv on Sunday. Calgary Pride says funding for this year's parade and festival is very short. About $300,000 in sponsorship and grant funding has dried up. While organizers and some academics believe it's because corporate support for diversity, equity, and inclusion has shrunk, other Calgary companies believe supporting Pride is supporting community. Here's Stephanie Thomas.
The flag-raising ceremony at City Hall demonstrates Pride Week is underway, celebrating our region's two-spirit lesbian, gay, trans, queer, plus community. This weekend is the Calgary Pride Parade and Festival, but this year's budget is also feeling the pinch.
It's been a tough year for Calgary Pride. It's also been a tough year for a number of major Pride organizations across Canada.
Corporate sponsorship and grant funding is down $300,000, about a third of its annual budget. Pride organizers believe that diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, has been rolled back across companies that operate within the United States and Canada. A professor from the Bissett School of Business at Mount Royal University says there are two factors at play.
One is broader DEI rollbacks, and the second is shifting public attitudes. And of course, these two things are related.
Calgary Pride also believes changing its sponsorship rules to effectively ban some individuals or groups are contributing to the shortfall.
We also anticipated with the release of our ethical sponsorship policy that we might see tighter budgets this year. This is a new aspect that we're incorporating. We have a new committee that's helping review partnerships and sponsorships.
The aim is to reduce pinkwashing, a term that means a corporation, group, or political party is using Pride events for exposure, not for genuine support of the community. Some experts believe pinkwashing is also a concern when corporations choose not to donate.
We're seeing many companies back away, and this suggests that their support for Pride was conditional.
Concord Group is continuing to offer Pride events, also by crafting a cocktail for which partial proceeds benefit Rainbow Railroad, a global nonprofit. Managers say they see no reason to pull back support for Pride.
It's just so important to have that diversity, inclusion, and representation. And I think especially with the way we are now, to have those inclusive safe spaces. We're a huge advocate and ally for the queer communities.
The Calgary Pride Festival begins on Saturday. The parade takes place on Sunday. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary Pride acknowledges the economy is tough all around, so this year it's seeking volunteers to donate their time if cash is tight.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
BC's wildfire fight isn't over yet. An out-of-control blaze is burning in BC's Fraser Canyon, prompting evacuation alerts and an air quality warning. The Sailor Bar fire sparked late Saturday and is just north of Yale. It's grown to about 120 hectares. Both the Fraser Valley Regional District and the Spuzum First Nation have issued evacuation alerts. The fire is highly visible from Highway 1, and it has forced the closure of CN rail tracks through the area. The BC Wildfire Service says crews were able to make good progress overnight with both air and ground resources, and no properties are in danger. It is suspected to be human caused. Let's bring Danielle back in now. Major concern again with this long stretch of intense heat.
Yeah, we're back to that risk again. So while it's important to enjoy the sunshine as much as possible, as we already talked about, all the safety that goes with it, make sure you are drinking lots of water, suntan lotion, make sure you are careful if you're camping and you're having a fire. All of this, let's be aware of the fire bans. There's a lot of things that go with this, a lot of responsibility that go with it. But of course, we haven't had a stretch like this really much this summer. So it's something that we almost have to get used to, just like winter driving, your first snowfall. This is one of those things. So 27 degrees is the temperature right now in Calgary. That's not excessive heat at this point, but we're looking at tacking on more to these temperatures for the coming days. And check out the stretch from Drumheller and through Brooks, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, just above 30 at this point, and it will get to about 33 in those communities for tomorrow. So we're looking at building the heat. At this point, there's a special weather statement in place for many communities. This includes Claresholm, Champion, Lowman, Brooks, over to Hannah, Empress. Calgary is included in this. So we don't have any sort of heat warnings issued for southern Alberta just yet, but that may come in the next day or so. We need a certain criteria for a heat warning to be issued. So for anywhere north of Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, and Medicine Hat, so most of Alberta, you need 2 consecutive days of a daytime high of at least 29 and an overnight low of at least 14. We're going to be at this criteria in the city of Calgary for Wednesday and Thursday, which is why we'll likely see a heat warning issued. For the far south, you need a high of at least 32 for 2 consecutive days and a low of at least 16. And we're looking at overnight lows around those single digits. So we'll at least get some relief in the overnight hours for the far south. Okay, here's that ridge of high pressure that will continue to build in, which is why the heat will continue to build in as well. And we're not looking at any systems rolling in, no rainfall for the rest of this week and even much of next week as well, because this is such a strong ridge. We do have one little isolated pocket, a little bit of development in the foothills. It won't really amount to much because things are so stable, but along the QE2, as you can see here by the midnight hour, small chance of getting an isolated shower, maybe even a non-severe thunderstorm, and it could clip the edge of Calgary overnight tonight as well. Other than that, really maybe some cloud cover Wednesday afternoon, and then it's just quiet and hot. So 29 degrees is our high for tomorrow, into the 30s for Wednesday and Thursday, overnight lows in the teens, so hard to get the relief at night as well. Tara.
Calgary minor soccer players are gearing up for much-needed extra space to play. Local soccer club Villains FC is breaking ground this week on a new indoor dome near the Manchester industrial area. Mark Villani has more on the project and how it could be the first step in addressing the city's growing shortage of indoor fields.
Construction crews are digging in, breaking ground, and hoping to fill a much-needed gap for Calgary soccer players.
The shortage in the city and in the province really is unbelievable.
Calgary Villains FC is building a full-size indoor soccer dome for 11 versus 11 games. The $6 million project is funded primarily by its members through private investments and community fundraising. Located on 2 acres next to its existing Southeast Training Center, the club hopes it can meet the city's growing need for indoor fields.
Our dome here, the interest that we've had over the last year and a bit, we could probably build 2 or 3 of these and have them filled.
Calgary minor soccer has over 31,000 players registered in its programs, growing about 10% each year, and it's not slowing down with the upcoming FIFA World Cup hosted in Canada next year.
We've run out of space for the indoor game. We're at capacity.
New spaces like the recently opened Calgary Soccer Centre Dome are helping, but more are needed right away to keep up with demand.
At least 4 more of these indoor full-size spaces.
Wet weather also canceled hundreds of outdoor games last season. Extra indoor spaces hope to change that.
It allows our game to be played regardless of the weather. We can move some of those games that are scheduled for a saturated field indoors.
Now we will be able to play more often, to train more often, and that's going to be a big step forward.
And player development is huge. Chelsea Anderson says her game wouldn't be where it is without these types of facilities.
To see how much the girls love the game here, it's honestly inspiring to me, and I'm really excited to see how they perform at the next level.
Other players like Jackson Marchant are also encouraged by newer spaces.
It is a little bit harder to find access to play, but now that we have another dome going up, hopefully it kickstarts a couple other programs.
Providing Calgary soccer players with more opportunities to train and play throughout the winter. Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The Alberta government has opened public engagement on nuclear energy. You can weigh in with a panel looking at how Alberta should properly harness nuclear. And tackling doctor shortages in rural Alberta. We'll meet the med students who'll get small-town schooling in the kind of community where they will end up practicing. The province is considering the future of nuclear power in Alberta, and it wants input from stakeholders and the public. A new panel will engage with industry, municipalities, and others to create a report to government. There will also be an online survey for all Albertans that will be open until September 25th. An Alberta nuclear industry would be used to produce power, as well as radioisotopes to use in medicine. The panel is made up of Indigenous business interests, experts on the business of nuclear power, and an American market research firm. The Premier says the move would support Alberta's future interests.
I think nuclear is particularly attractive now to AI data centers, now that we're seeing such an enormous demand. And of course, with AI data centers, they want to have as low emissions footprint as possible. And so being able to bring on a project of substantial size with the kind of substantial proposals we're hearing from AI data centers, I would suspect that that would be one of the largest future uses.
If there is interest from the private sector to build nuclear in Alberta, it would still take 5 to 10 years before shovels are in the ground. For the first time, the University of Alberta is sending first-year medical students to Grand Prairie to complete their education. As CTV's Merrick DeCash reports, it's an effort to boost the number of physicians in rural Alberta.
Megan Hopkins is getting fitted for a new white jacket. She's a first-year medical student at the University of Alberta.
When the opportunity came up to do medical school in my home community, it was an opportunity I was very excited for.
192 students are starting medical school at the U of A this year. 30 of them are enrolled in the Northern Alberta Medical Program. Students will finish their education at Northwestern Polytechnic in Grand Prairie, Hopkins' hometown.
You kind of get to be a jack of all trades. I found when I was doing some things in the city, I personally really loved being able to go back to rural and get to do a little bit of everything.
The U of A created the program to address shortages in the medical field, particularly in rural Alberta.
The benefit of this program is not only graduating a larger number of students total, but it connects those students to different places where they'll be providing more broad care across the entire lifespan of patients and their families.
This is the first time the university is sending first-year medical students away to complete their studies.
The farther away you get from a central place like Edmonton, the greater the breadth of learning, the greater the breadth of care provision that the doctors and nurses need to provide to those patients.
Hopkins and her classmates will begin their studies in Grand Prairie next week.
My biggest hope for the program is to be able to show others why the North is so great and why rural is awesome.
Northwestern Polytechnic will host the students while the U of A will be responsible for program delivery and academic accreditation. Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
It has been quite a year for some top Canadian female athletes. The latest triumph is on the golf course. Coming up, Brooke Henderson's championship performance on home soil. It has been an incredible year so far for Canadian women in sport. The latest major win, golfer Brooke Henderson. She won her second Canadian Open this weekend and marked a major comeback. CTV's John Vinavali-Rao has more.
For Brooke Henderson, it was a moment to embrace after a masterful performance on home soil.
The comeback is complete.
The pride of Smith Falls, Ontario, back on top and showing once more why she's Canada's most successful golfer ever.
This week was beyond special. To be able to finish it off and hoist the trophy again is extremely cool. It feels super surreal still.
The win marking her 14th on the LPGA Tour and ending a 2-year drought. She first won the Canadian Women's Open in 2018, and to do it again at age 27 is remarkable.
I'm just super excited that this actually happened. It's like a dream come true again.
You can't help but reflect on how, the young up-and-coming talent has been inspired by Brooke's accomplishments.
Look at McIntosh go. That accomplishment follows others by women athletes this year.
Isn't she amazing?
Including Toronto's Summer McIntosh, who made a splash in Singapore, claiming 4 gold medals at the World Aquatics Championship. And then there's Victoria Mboko, also 18, who weeks ago stunned the tennis world, winning at the Canadian Open in Montreal. Though today fell short of expectations as she appeared at the U.S. Open for the first time, dominated by her Czech opponent, a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Still, for Canadian women in sport, overall, it's been an incredible and inspirational run.
What we can speak to is hoping that this is going to change participation rates for girls in sport in the future. If they can see it, they can be it, and they can be the next Brooke, Victoria, or Summer.
As for Brooke Henderson, she kept saying her latest victory seems surreal, calling it a huge win for Canada and Canadian golf. John Venevalley-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
20 years along with the Purolator Tackle Hunger Day at McMahon Stadium was a big success this year. Football fans donated 50,468 pounds of food for the Calgary Food Bank during Saturday's matchup between the Stamps and the Riders. This food drive happens in every CFL city. Since its inception 22 years ago, the initiative has delivered more than 25 million pounds of food to Canadian food banks.
I was there and it was awesome.
Yes, I'm sure the bins were overflowing.
Yep.
Yep. That is wonderful.
I can imagine they would be fast at helping with those things.
Yeah,
that team.
Absolutely. A few things thrown, I'm sure, inside the food bank.
A couple potatoes.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to watch hot air balloons overhead, but they don't usually get this close. Oh, it is right. Residents in Bedford, UK watched a hot air balloon land in the middle of the street.
Oh.
Several bystanders helped steady the balloon and then guide it away from the cars and the power lines and the houses as it landed. The British Balloon and Airship Club reports the balloon landed without incident.
The poor dog at the front wasn't sure what was going on there, right?
Running the balloon, coming back, running, coming back. It's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
Wow.
Well, you might need to give your eyes a rub to make sure you're seeing things straight with this one as well.
Huh?
You have to try to figure out how many ballerinas are actually in there. It seems like 2 are dancing, but it looks like 4 people. But is it just one couple in a mirror? You're going to have to just study that one for a little while and see if you can figure out what's going on there. Very clever, though.
We may never figure that one out.
Right?
Well, little dogs usually beg for cuddles, but this one seems like it might be cuddled out.
Oh my goodness, look at I want this dog. Oh.
Mom wants the cuddles. It's hard to tell whether she's loving it or hating it. It could be her happy noises.
It could be, yes, but that look on its face, I'm not sure.
I can't stop laughing. I want that dog so bad. Oh, that's hilarious.
I think if it was truly unhappy, it would have run away.
Yes,
I'm going to go with that.
Right.
Well, still to come, an activist investor is pushing for change at Cineplex. The group claims the move will bump up the company's value. We have details in our business report.
All right, Skywatch weather camera, blue sky, lots of sunshine. We have the summer heat building in that we haven't had much this summer. We've had a lot of rain. We've had some cooler temperatures, but this is not just 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. This is right through the rest of this week and even much of next week, where we should be above 25 degrees for our daytime high. I'll show you that in just a moment with regards to that 10-day trend, but for now, 28 degrees was the high so far in Calgary, around our current temperature as well, 29 in Edmonton. Out east, much cooler. 20 degrees was the high in Toronto today, 21 for Fredericton. Check out these temperatures. Drumheller, Brooks, Medicine Hat, just above 30. And you can tack on another couple degrees for most communities to see what your daytime high is going to be like for tomorrow. So at this point, special weather statement in place for Claresholm, Champion, Lomond, Brooks. We may see this upgraded to a heat warning for many communities. Calgary may be included in that as well. Basically, we're only a couple degrees off of of the heat warning, if that. So overall, it's hot and will continue to be hot, and you do have to be careful in this heat. There is a little bit of thunderstorm activity developing way off in the foothills closer to Jasper, but this is really fizzling out because it's pretty stable out there. We may see a little shower at the midnight hour in Calgary from this, but smaller chance of that. All right, 26 degrees in the evening, 11 for tonight, and then in the morning at 8 a.m., 14 degrees, 29 as your daytime high. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
As we get closer to school bells ringing again, the possibility of labor disruption looms large. Contract talks with the teachers resume tomorrow, but educators are prepared to walk off the job or they could be locked out. A teenager has been sentenced to 7 years in jail under the Youth Justice Act for murdering 16-year-old Dean Visser last June in an attack motivated by an online feud. And Calgary Pride is short about a third of its annual budget. Organizers believe tight budgets everywhere and a shift in global politics away from equity initiatives may be behind the shortfall. Calgary's mayor is invoicing the province for $10 million in what she's calling a serious gesture.
This invoice is a symbol of fairness and accountability. If the province insists on downloading responsibilities, it must also accept the costs.
The invoice is aimed at recovering the cost of collecting the province's portion of property tax. Mayor Jyoti Gondek says the province hiked education property taxes by 15.6%. The provincial part of property tax is set unilaterally by the province, and it adds up to about $1 billion a year. The mayor says that's unfair for that money to subsidize the rest of Alberta. Premier Daniel Smith says she'd be happy to deal with the issue by having the province take over all tax collection. There is a push by some shareholders to make Cineplex a more valuable company. BNN Bloomberg's Lindsay Biscaya has more on that and other business headlines.
One of the largest shareholders of Cineplex is pressuring the company to buy back its shares. Windward Management is also calling on Cineplex to sell non-core assets and prepare for an outright sale, arguing the stock could nearly triple to $30 a share. And here's a look at how the trading day ended today. Another dip for the Canadian dollar, putting it just over 72 cents US. West Texas Intermediate is up, ending the day at 64.80. Western Canadian Select is also up 17 cents to 50.77. And the TSX dropped 163 points to 28,169. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
An important bus route for many Calgarians is getting a new name. Transit Route 301 runs through north central Calgary. Effective September 1st, it will be known as the Max Green Bus Rapid Transit Line. The name change coincides with the completion of 8 improved bus stations along the route. There are also new transit-only lanes, better turning lanes for vehicles, and safer sidewalks and pedestrian crossings. Planning is underway for the next phase of Max Green to extend bus-only lanes and update traffic signals. Residents at Whitehorn Village helped Margie Cobal celebrate her 103rd birthday. Now, her actual birthday was last week, but they threw her party today. Cobal credits good friends and the good food at Whitehorn Village, especially the Whitehorn soup, for helping her stay young. While she doesn't have a specific secret for living to 103, she does say she has always made sure to have fun.
I have a lot of people around me that are very attentive and spend lots of time with me and do lots of things with me, so I don't have a dull moment in my life.
Cobal was born in Maple Creek, Saskatchewan. She lived in Brooks before moving to Calgary in 1956. Congratulations, Margie. Calgary FC players are focused on securing a playoff spot, but today they were thinking about hitting the fairways in the greens and raising money for a good cause. Glenn has that story for us next. Look at that. Some oceanside diners in downtown Victoria got a little show with their meal this weekend. A couple of killer whales popped by for a visit. This video was shot right from the dock, just outside the office of BC Whale Tours. Onlookers were in awe as the killer whales came up for air right in front of them before swimming off. The Calgary Surge had a chance to win their first CEBL championship last night. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, it was never going to be easy because they were facing the defending champs.
Tara, the Niagara River Lions, they won the championship last season, but the Surge, they were feeling good about their game. They were on a big winning streak heading into last night's matchup.
Here it is, crowd on its feet. Niagara, I'm sure, on its feet. And it's over.
And Niagara would come out on top 79-73. The Surge, they'd won 7 straight games to get to the final. It was Calgary's 3rd straight trip to the championship weekend. Unfortunately, they're still looking for their first title. The Surge had the 2nd best regular season record at 17-7. Tough loss for the Surge. They will be been to the championship, weekend 3 times, but again, have yet to win that title. Maybe next year. Cavalry FC, back in action this weekend as they take on the first place Forge FC. Today, the team didn't practice. Instead, they hit the links. Some members of Cavalry FC traded in their soccer ball for a golf ball on Monday. They were taking part in the Cavalry FC Charity Classic at the Scirocco Golf Club. The tournament's in its 3rd year and has already raised over $150,000 in support of local initiatives and organizations. Cavalry is in the midst of battling for a playoff spot, and getting away from the pitch isn't such a bad thing sometimes.
You know, our summer is all, we're challenge after challenge, so we're traveling a lot, so it's nice that the lads travel back and, can participate in this. And for the coach as well, me and Nick Ledgerwood are involved in it. Gives us a break from looking at the tactics board, looking at the opposition, looking at our games, and I think a change is as good as a rest.
Some of the players have got game. Defender Fraser Aird is from Scotland and played a lot of golf growing up. He got his handicap down to 6.5.
I play off 9. I'm not too bad. I wish I could play more. When I was in Scotland, I got the opportunity to play a lot more. I was a member when I was out there, and just with the busy schedule and traveling as much as we do, it's kind of been difficult to get in the swing of things.
Others like Callum Montgomery are just getting bit by the golf bug and trying to improve.
Callum's golf game is up and coming. I'm what you like to call a social golfer. I enjoy being on the course as much as the next person, but unfortunately you won't see me on any PGA tours anytime soon.
But on this day, it wasn't all about your score. It was more about raising even more money for charity.
And it's just a chance to, as I said, put some money towards a great cause and, make a difference in the community.
Cavalry has a big game this weekend as they take on the first place Forge, who have yet to lose a game this season.
They're undefeated right now, so we've given ourselves a steep hill to climb in the actual regular season, but these are the type of opponents that we've played and played again in playoffs, so it's always nice to give them a little rock, I think, here and there, and I think that's what we're looking to do.
This year's goal was to raise $50,000 in support of Youth Centers Calgary and Umoja Community Mosaic. I'm told they think they can raise more this year.
Oh, that is awesome.
Good tournament.
Be really cool.
Thank you, Glenn. Let's get our final peek at the forecast, Danielle.
Yeah, it's going to be sweaty for at least a week and a half. And the hottest of it all will be Wednesday and Thursday likely. This is your Action Furnace 5-day forecast, 29 for tomorrow, 30 for Wednesday and Thursday. Even those overnight lows are quite toasty, so no real relief even in those overnight hours in the city. Your 10-day trend showing you this heat lasting quite a long time, right through the weekend and through much of next week. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. That was showing people at a lake, Lake Chaparral, but now it's just grass. I apologize for that. I'll load it up better tomorrow.
Grass looks good, though. Between all the rain and then all the heat, that's a beautiful lawn. We'll go with it. That's exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.